I really like the purple color. Like, this purple cover just calls out to me. It's really fierce. Hi everyone, it's Emma, and today we are going to be doing another book discussion. A week ago, I read Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, and I thought about it, and now I'm ready to discuss it with you. Wayfarer is the second book in a duology by Alexandra Bracken, and it is about time travel. I'll tell you a little bit about the first book, since I can't go into too much detail about this book, since it is the second and final book. Passenger is about this girl named Etta, who is a very good and talented violinist who is going to her debut concert, or a very important concert of hers, and she suddenly gets sucked into the world of time travel. I really enjoyed the first book. I have a book discussion on my channel. Go check it out if you're interested. And I loved the first book. The first book was amazing. That's all I can pretty much say without spoiling anything for this book. I am just going to say I liked this book, not as much as I liked the first book, but I enjoyed it nonetheless, and I recommend you to read this, especially if you already read Passenger. That's it for the non-spoiler section. Bye. Go away if you haven't read this beautiful book. So I got this book the day that it came out, and I went to Target and I picked up, they had the signed copies available, so that's what I got. And I dug into this book right away. I was not wasting any time. Then I realized, oh yeah, Etta and Nicholas, they're separated. Having the two main protagonists separated is my least favorite trope, but I liked Etta and Nicholas together. In this book, they were separated for almost the entire thing. I don't know, I just really love the two main characters together. Like, I know that's a weird concept to like fathom, and they kept running into each other and almost seeing each other, and it just drove me insane. So if Alexandra Bracken's goal was to drive me insane, she succeeded gloriously. In this book, I really appreciated that Etta got to meet her father. I don't know if it was just me, or when we were first introduced to Etta's father, I like didn't trust him. I was like, he's up to something, you know, he's in on it, he's in with Rose. It's not gonna be good things. It was so hard for me because I just read enough books to know that bad things can happen and probably will happen. Thankfully, Etta's father seems like a really sincere, nice dude, you know? He was really supportive and he was proud of Etta, and he just seemed like an overall really great guy, which was just more surprising than anything else that happened in this book. And I kinda hate to admit it, but I did like Nicholas and Sophia together. They had some really great dialogue and moments, and they really kinda learned to understand each other. But then as soon as Etta came back into the picture, Sophia turned back into a major biatch. Just the whole Sophia thing with meeting Etta after being separated from a book, and she just was all reverted back to her evil self, and I did not appreciate that. It was just really irritating. But I did like the Nicholas and Sophia moments, especially when Nicholas thought Etta was dead and Sophia kind of helped keep him afloat, even though he was drowning anyway. And the same goes for the Julian and Etta moments. I really liked them together, and I just didn't expect Julian to be such like a Hufflepuff, but it made sense with the way that he was brought up and raised. And I was worried for a second that maybe Julian and Etta were gonna fall in love and Sophia and Nicholas were gonna fall in love. I was scared for a second, but I quickly realized that's not what was gonna happen. Thank goodness. I was a little confused from the end because there was like this magic, and Nick had the astrolabe and he had to like break it, and all this blood spurted out to the original timeline. They were all spurted out to the original timeline, and you know, it was really heartbreaking to have Etta's point of view where she's in the future and she realizes that Nicholas and her mom and her dad and Sophia aren't gone in like just somewhere else. They're dead, and it was really heartbreaking. I really liked the Tsar scene in Russia. Not that they got bombed, but like it was just a really cool action scene, and it was kind of Julian and Etta working together and the blossom of that relationship. Also, it was heartbreaking at the same time because we thought Henry was dead and we were really liking Henry. But we also kind of reconciled the Henry, Etta, and Rose family because Henry was convinced Rose was a psycho, and we figured Rose wasn't totally a psycho with those weird shadow things, which I didn't fully understand. And it was just nice to see their family kind of piece back together, or at least begin to piece back together. I liked how Alex was able to kind of flesh out the Lehman character in one book. One thing that kind of was not a problem per se, but almost too much of a good thing, is Alex writes so beautifully and lyrically. It was just, the lyrical and beautiful writing almost took away from the action and made it longer than it was. I just imagined my action scenes a little more rough cut because they're action. I don't know, does that make any sense? He may be a Hufflepuff, and he may be incapable of doing anything, but he has a heart. I'm really happy with how the book ended. It all got resolved nicely. I really liked how Nicholas was able to create new portals in that loophole so he could be with Etta. Like, I want a spin-off. Time travel is such a versatile and huge topic. The world is so big, and there's so many possibilities that I would love to just see more. Like, I would read, there could be spin-offs of the spin-offs. That's it for my review of Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, and I think I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I enjoyed Passenger more, but I still thought this was a fun read, and I will definitely read more books from this universe if she makes more. I hope you all have a really great morning, evening, night. Yes. And if you like my book reviews and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also like this video if you enjoyed Wayfarer. That's all I have for you today, and see you next time.